Greetings, travelers, and welcome to episode 51 of WesterosCraft Walks with your tireless host, Dutchguard. In today's episode, we'll be taking a look at Rune Stone, the seat of House Royce of the Vale. This is one build that I've been dying to take a look at, and I know a lot of you have, and so it's going to be an extra special long episode because I scouted this place out beforehand, and I was like, man, there is a lot of cool stuff, and I don't want to miss any of it. We've started out here on the main road into Runestone. There you can just see the town across these wheat fields here. Over here on my right, we've still got some of the wilderness and some of the more humble homes of some of the villagers and farmers that live outside of the town of Runestone. If we just check one of these out, sort of got your basic necessities. You know, your bed's sort of right next to your dining table, and your dining table's right next to your kitchen. You know, there's not really any walls for privacy either, but it's everything you need for a good humble home. We've got a few of those out here. I really love the simplicity of this style, you know, sort of 4 stone walls and a thatch roof. Don't really need much more than that. Here we've got a grain silo, or sort of a granary here. It's a pretty definitive style that we've created for our server, the sort of round, 8-legged, stilted creatures that are dotted all along the farmlands of our server, and they're used for holding grain, which is harvested, of course, from the fields around it. You can see it in here. Just pretend it's grain. It's grain, okay? It's not sand. It's grain. And the style of this one I think is particularly cool. It's got a lot of really cool detail. Down under here is where a wagon would come in, and you pull on this rope and the grain would come out of this funnel into the wagon, or into these crates, like it's doing now. And there's a wagon there. Yeah, so that's a cool little bit of detail outside of Runestone. There are quite a few other hamlets and villages around here. Also nearby is the city of Goldtown, which I've also been meaning to do a video on. Goldtown being the largest city in the Vale, or really the only city in the Vale. If you just kept following that road, you would eventually get to it after a few watchtowers. On my left here, you can see some beautiful shrubbery lining the side of this road here. I love the different kinds of plants and leaf textures we've used to sort of create some really cool lifelike nature around here. We've got lots of pines, which is quite typical for the Vale. Now just heading around the side here, I think we're going to find this sept. Now, the Royces aren't historically known as worshipping the Seven because they were independent of the Andals for a very, very long time during the Andal invasion, and we'll go into more of that later. In fact, House Royce is one of those houses we actually do have a lot of information on their history and their background. It's a lot of detail that I really won't go into in this video, but please do check it out. It's one of those rare instances where you don't really hear about House Royce all that much, but we do get a pretty big insight into their history and where they come from. Right, so we're just going to head up along this road here and through the main gates into the town outside of the Castle Runestone. Before that, I just want to show you this lovely lavender field. That's a relatively new texture. We used to just have sort of like wheat and peas and carrots and onions and that kind of thing, but we decided to introduce some new sort of some crops for our fields to sort of vary them up a bit. And here you can see lavender, and I just think it's so pretty. Look at the purple. Love it. Right, so heading here to the main palisade wall of the town of Runestone. We've got a nice little sign here that says, "Hey, Runestone." You'll see a lot of bronze as well, because the color of the sigil of the Royces is bronze with a bunch of black iron studs and some runes around the edges of the sigil. It's a really cool sigil, actually. And it really reflects the history and sort of how ancient they are. Right, so here we are in the town of Runestone. You can see the castle just peeking up above the tops of those houses there. Of course, we'll get to there eventually. It is an absolutely massive castle, and just can't wait to show it off to you guys. Again, we're going to see some more of that humble style here, sort of 4 stone walls. Again, really like the simplicity and the modesty of it. But we've got some bigger houses here as well. This one here, combination of wood to create that upper level there, and again, sort of the base stone. We've got a nice little market area here with all your basic necessities. You've got some meat there, some food, looks like grain or bakers here. We've got a little port here. We are sitting just on the shore of the narrow sea. So you've got some beautiful ships here. That looks like the flagship of House Royce. You can tell by the black and bronze colors there. Although I think that's orange, but you know, use your imagination. And we've got a nice little dockyard here as well. These docks, we've got some houses. We'll check that out in a minute as well. But first we'll take a look at some of these houses. Just really cool style. I think it is really unique in this part of the Vale, in this part of Westeros. What you see, the style around here. It's definitely something that takes a lot of skill, despite how simple it looks. Oh, you know, that's what I thought this was. The red lantern, you know what that means? It's a brothel. And it's a brothel with some stables, even. It's a pretty high-class brothel. So, you know, you just ride your horse into town, and this could be the first place you stop. Maybe for a bite to eat, and then you head upstairs and, you know, find yourself a lady, and, you know, you do what you gotta do. You know, men need to satisfy their needs. I'm not gonna go into this. Right, so we got some beds here. Of course, for staying the night, you know, who knows, maybe you just want a bed to sleep in. Maybe that's what this is for as well. We've even got sort of a third level here with some more rooms, some more bunks. You know, if you're into that kind of thing, I like bunk beds. So much room for activities! I love bunk beds. Yeah, cool. Actually, quite a lot of rooms in this brothel/inn. Actually, the brothel might be next door, because this looks a lot like an inn. This looks pretty tame for an inn. My guess is perhaps it's this house. No, you know, I don't know, really. Who knows? Who knows? They're just a very clean, tidy-looking brothel. Right, here we are down in the dockyards. Got a cool warehouse here for storing the goods coming into Rune Stone. Lots of cool ships here, actually. I do love our shipbuilders. We never give them enough credit because building a ship is hard. It's one of those things I have never been able to master. Attempted. I can build a longship. I can build a an Iron Islands longship, but something like this, like a galleon or a Cossack, I just can't. I can't do it. It's too difficult. Leave that to the pros. Really want to be a pro in our server? Build a ship. That's what I always say. Anyway. Right, so heading right along, we're just going to check out some more of the town here. There is a lot of the town to see. It's a pretty sizable town. And, you know, as always, everything is furnished, everything is detailed. Got a nice little well here in the middle of the town. Although I never understand why there are wells! There's an ocean right there. You know, boil some water, you get some fresh water. Also, if there's a well this close to the ocean, it'd probably be salty water down there anyway. Oh well, I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. It's pretty. All about the prettiness. Heading right along, we're going to see some more houses here. I've got a pretty big one over there as well. You can see the Castle Rune Stone there, peeking up over the town. Let's see what's in here. Ooh, is it a baker? I've got some sacks of flour. I've got a loaf of bread up on the shelf here. Looks like a little preparation area. Here I've got a nice little balcony with a little backyard terrace. Damn, this is nice. I wish I lived here. Oh, I think this is one of those ones with an exterior staircase. Let's see if we can find it. Here we go. Very cool. Another cool little architectural detail that they've added in. Yeah, I like this house. Actually, I like this house a lot. It's got a few rooms, got a nice double bed, some bunk beds for the kids, you know. Everyone here's got kids. Everyone in Westeros has got kids, you know. They're like rabbits. Constantly with their kids running around. Oh, well. Right, so going down, just gonna go check out the backyard. Yeah, looks like a backyard. Oh, you know what? This might even be like a little paddock for goats or something. So I'm seeing like vats of water. Yeah, looks like it. Maybe cows, maybe sheep. Who knows? Who knows? Right, so I'm gonna just parkour my way out of here. And gonna go on to the main event. Castle Rune Stone, the seat of House Royce. Oh, I like this little... God, this place is cute! What are these called again? Gazebos? What are they called? Gazebos? Yeah. A gazebo, looking over the fields of my lands. You know, might enjoy a flagon of ale. And, oh, we've got a windmill there as well. Very cool. Do love a good windmill. Right. Okay, here we are. Look at this. Are there multiple entrances? Like I said, this place is huge. Got a cool statue here. I wonder if there's a sign, or I could guess who this might be. Dunno. Could be an ancient ancestor of the Royces. As I said, it's a house that traces their lineage back all the way to the Age of Heroes. Maybe even as far back as the Dawn Age. You know, before anyone really settled in Westeros, it was just sort of the native. Not even the first men. It was, you know, whatever was there before that, and the Royces like to trace their way back all the way back to the, you know, the creation of the universe, if they want to go back that far. So they are super, super old. So here, just going into the, looks like the outermost yard here. Pretty cool defensively. We've got some, you know, you can't get in through here. You know, you've got to sort of get through this gate here, and you've probably got people firing arrows at you from these parapets up here, and, you know, from up there as well. Also, look at that cool daub and wattle. Really, really nice detail. You can see the flag, the colors of the Royces there. And these really cool bronze doors, really heavy bronze-looking doors, using some clay blocks there creatively. Very, very nice. And in here on our right, we'll find these stables, which are, again, a realistic size. Usually we don't have enough stables, but looks like we had enough space here to do that. We've got a nice, looks like a bell tower up there, the bell up there. This place is massive. There is so much to see. Here we are, looks like an inner yard. Got some nice trees growing in the middle there. This must be where all the cavalry and the soldiers gather before they march off to war. And yeah, it's just got all the features of a castle. I think if I was to give anyone a castle that exemplified, you know, all the details that are required for a castle, I'd probably point them into the direction of Runestone. There's just so many cool things. Looks like we've got some rooms here for the clergy, and I'm just saying that because of the 7-pointed star blocks that we've got here on the walls. If we go around here, we might, yeah, that's that view into that outer yard that I saw before. Oh, and that looks like perhaps the switch for raising and lowering the portcullis and the gate. Very cool. So yeah, the Royces, you do see a lot of different Royces. There's quite a few Royces at the wall. You'll read about a lot of Royces in the histories of the Starks as well. There's quite a few of them that were quite close with the Starks or fought with the Starks. Well, that's a pretty cool view there. You can see sort of that's the main keep, some of the towers there. We've also got a tower and a smaller keep over here on the right. And here we've got, I think, some catapults as well for defending the castle against attackers. Very simple, elegant catapult design. I quite like it. We don't see lots of siege weaponry on castle walls in our server, but this is a pretty cool example. Again, you know, Runestone has it all. If you want something, if you want a good example of something, go to Runestone. They'll find it there. Right, so I'm just going to explore. I really don't know what's in here. It looks like some baths here. Yeah, I've got some salt here for some salt baths. Heating up the water here for the baths. Of course, there's no plumbing in Westeros, so got to be creative with that. Looks like we've got some barracks. Oh, you know what that's what this probably is? This is probably a soldier's barracks. Those are the soldier's baths that we were just looking at. And there's just a lot of cool stuff going on. I love, this is probably my favorite block, just this red wattle and the white daub there. Just really cool. Ooh, what's in here? This looks interesting. Why is there a little hole in the floor? I don't know, but it's interesting. It's detail. I don't know what it's for, but it's detail. Like, look at this. There's like a gate and then a hatch, you know, for this window. Very clever. I like it a lot. Right, let's go through here, see if we can find some more soldiers' barracks, although perhaps not used as much. We've got some cobwebs growing there in the ceilings. I think what we're doing now is we're actually heading along the inside of the walls, of the curtain walls of Runestone. That's kind of what it looks like anyway. Nice little view there, out into the sea, to the narrow sea there. And, ooh, what do we got in here? Looks like a sept way down there. You know what? I'm just gonna jump. Whee! Boom. Thank goodness for creative mode, eh? And we're here in the sept. Of course, this was probably a later addition, as the Royces are such an old house that they probably first worshipped the weirwoods, the old gods. Speaking of, we've got one in this little godswood out here. Nice little godswood, really cool, overgrown. We've got a statue here again, perhaps of an ancestor of the Royces, and our very favorite, our weirwood friend here. There are actually quite a few Vale castles with weirwoods, which is odd considering that this is the Vale, which is settled by the Andals, but there you go, that's an example of one. So just heading out here, we're going back out into that yard I was in before. And there was something that I found earlier, which I thought was such a cool detail. So up here, you've got sort of the main hall and the feast hall, which we'll check out in a minute. But just under here, we've got sort of this undercroft, these vaults under the main hall. And, you know, there's nothing in here, but, you know, this is what you'd find in a real castle, just this massive amounts of space. And this must be where, you know, all the villagers, the townspeople come in and hide if the town is under attack. And it's just space there for protecting people, for keeping, you know, prisoners maybe, you know, just that space there. And I just love these vaulted ceilings and you know, the chandeliers hanging from the ceiling. Really cool, detailed space, despite it being completely empty. You know, you come in here, you really get a sense of atmosphere and purpose in a way, with very little, specialized blocks. You've got some thatch lying around, but that's basically it. So absolutely love that. Great job for whoever built that. So let's head above deck here. We're going to go up to the feast hall, which is just through here, I believe. Yeah, we've just popped out behind the Lord's dais, and the current Lord of Runestone is Royce, and he's been the Lord for quite some time, and he's quite involved in the events of a Game of Thrones, I imagine, because he's a pretty notable figure of such a very powerful house. Now, the history of House Royce, they sort of go up and down with victories and defeats. They're always fighting someone, it seems, and they've always hated the Arryns, though they've intermarried with them since they first fought them. But yeah, they're a really cool house with a really cool history. Oh my god, is that a moose? That's a stuffed moose head. I love it. Look at it. It's like mounted on a big plate as well, like a big shield. Very cool. Very cool feast hall, very cool ceilings. Nice big piece of meat on a spit. Love it. Right, let's head around. Ooh, ladders. I love ladders. They're so much more direct than stairs, I think. Oh, that doesn't go anywhere. Alright, fine. Well, it's just a little storage area anyway. Right, okay, back down. Whee! Lots of cool things to explore. Lots of little spaces, nooks and crannies. Looks like a little not warehouse, a little storage room for wood and kegs of ale and all that good stuff. We've got really cool supports, nice views out into the sea as well. Just beautiful. This would be my holiday home. If I could pick a holiday home, it would be Rune Stone. Looks like an armor. We've got a sword hanging out there. Lots of storage space in here. Oh, looks like a bunch of furniture. Like a furniture storage room. Again, one of those things that, you probably find in a working and operational castle, but you don't really build too many of them. This looks like an actual bedchamber. Maybe on the ground floor if someone doesn't walk too well. Nice view out into the Godswood as well. Being close to the gods. Nothing wrong with that. Keeping the faith. All that good stuff. Pretty big library here. Now, this could be maybe near the Maester's chambers. Maybe that is what this is. Or the Castellan. There is a Castellan of Runestone, which is named. I can't remember his name. It's something weird and German sounding. But anyway, I'm going to try and find my way up through this guy. Yes! Look at that! Will it and it shall be yours! I wanted the stairs and there they were. Let's head out here. I think we're out in those outer walls again. Maybe I don't want to go this way, but... Cool views again of the castle. Just beautiful. Beautiful! What more could you want? Got some potted plants in here. Even this is like a 5-star hotel. Man, I don't think I've even ever stayed in a hotel as nice as this. Nice little reading room, sitting area, big open hearth, keeping yourself warm. The Vale, I imagine, does get pretty cold because of the altitude, and well, not here, but maybe the breeze off the sea might be pretty chilly. Very cool. Looks like we've got some sort of... maybe this is like a loom? Minecraft version of a loom. They're quilting here or weaving or something. Making some flags for the Royces, as you can see there. Ooh, yes, more stairs. Oh, you know what? Wait, hang on a second. I sent some maesters because I'm getting all kinds of cool stuff over here. What? Is this a dressing room? That is awesome. Oh, and a privy next to the dressing room in case you need to go. Look at this mirror, though. Awesome. Stand for the mirror, check myself out. How do I look in my medieval garb? Whatever I'm wearing. Robes. Cool. And this looks like a tailor's. A little tailor's desk. Oh my god, this is awesome. It's like a little city, like inside a castle. It's got like every little facility that you might need. Alright. More stuff. I want more stuff! Give me more! What's this? Maybe like a reading room, a little library. Nice little bedchamber, that's probably what it is. Oh, cool view out in the town and the ships there. You can even see the fields out in the distance and that granary way in the distance that we started at. Awesome. I'm gonna keep going up. Keep going up, 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 up. All the way to the top. Nope, that's going down. Don't want to go down. Man, this place just keeps going. Cool paintings. Looks like we're near the roof now because I can sort of see the ceilings get a bit higher, and you always know that's when a builder sort of hits the roof because they're like, oh, I've got all this extra space. Might as well make the ceilings higher. Right, what else we got up here? Some baths again. Awesome. Baths, privies. Got everything. Oh my god, still going up! Still going up. This looks like the Lord's bedchambers. That's what this is. Big old bed, big old canopy, awesome ceiling. Look at that desk. Just gonna sit back here like a boss. Like, yes, you go do this and you go do that. My lands aren't making enough money. Go whip the peasants. What do we got back here? Looks like a little changing area back here with a little privacy screen. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. So many props to whoever furnished. I'm sure it was multiple people that furnished this castle, but just mega props to you know, anyone who helped build this castle. Awesome, awesome job. Right, I'm gonna keep going because I'm gonna find my way up to a tower. I told you guys it was gonna be a long episode. I got requests that said, Dutch, make those episodes as long as you want. I was like, you know what? Fine. If I'm having fun, I'm having a fun time. And these episodes are just gonna keep getting longer. Hope you don't mind. So here we've got a cool little view out in the castle. We can see the 2 different yards there, divided by that central wall. And Godswood over there. Oh, let's see if we can find our way up. Ooh, I mean, that's probably the tower we went at before. Should we go up the bell tower? Huh? Should we? I can't hear you! Okay, yes. Let's go up the bell tower. Let's do it. Let's do it. I've got nothing to do today. Alright, but I'm not going to jump. I'm not going to cheat this time. I'm going to actually go down the stairs. Down. Those are all upstairs. I don't want to go upstairs. I'm going to go down. Down! Come on, stairs. Where are you? I love this. I love exploring. I just love it. I love just wandering around, looking at all the cool stuff. You know, because you remember that each of these blocks, and even those buttons on those wool blocks, were placed by someone who thought, that would be cool, let me add that. And they did, and it's awesome. And we've got a nice little dining area here as well, the hearth built into the wall. We even got some, what looks like, I mean, those banners weren't custom-made for Runestone, but they look like they were, don't they? So the brown and orange up there as well. Very cool. Do love it. It's like the server was born to make Runestone. That's my current opinion. Why have we bothered with anything else? Let's just build copies of Runestone everywhere. Just, you know, Castle Black, whatever. Just more Runestones. Man, I can really not find my way down. Should we jump out of this window? Oh, let's do it! Ah! Yoink. Okay, there we go. We made it. We're alright. Alright, let's find a way up that tower. Another tower over here, too. So many towers! Love the Vale. Towers everywhere. Having a great time. Oh yeah, I should probably say the words. I don't think I've actually said what the words were of House Royce. The words of House Royce are "We remember," which is kind of cool and daunting, and probably because they're such an old house. You know, they remember their history, and they remember, you know, who's slandered them and who's risen against them and fought with and done good deeds for them as well. Ooh, this looks like, well, we've got a cage there. I don't wanna jump ahead and say this is a rookery, but we've got like a little writing desk here, so it's looking promising. Oh my god, that would just be the cherry on top if we found the rookery. Yes! It just keeps getting better. Oh, I love rookeries. They're just so cool. I mean, there's no real life equivalent to rookeries, so we can always be really creative. And I mean, there is a real life equivalent. I mean, they're like, you know, pigeon cages or whatever, but they weren't used in the same way in real life as they are in Westeros to carry messages across massive distances. So rookeries are really, really important. They're like the internet of Westeros, basically. They're like the Twitter. They're like the Twitter of Westeros. Yeah, so awesome. Rookery. Life is complete. I can die happy now. Wait, no, I don't want to go that way. I want to go up. Yes, up in the bell tower. This looks like a maester's autopsy desk. This looks like the maester here likes to mess with people. A little bit like a certain maester that we know back in King's Landing. Alright, let's head back up the stairs. Gonna find that bell. There it is! Awesome! And there's like a garden up here. It's like a little spice garden for the maester. For all of his evil concoctions. Oh, I wish I could just ring the bell. we do actually have sound blocks, which is something we recently introduced for the role-playing aspect of the game when we get to it. So you'll actually hear sounds. You know, we'll have like a bell sound block we'll hide somewhere up there, and if you get near it, you'll hear dong, you know, big bell sounds. Right, guys, well, we made it. We made it to the top of the bell tower, and man, this was a fun video to make. There is a lot to see here in Runestone, and plenty more to see that I haven't covered in, you know, however long this video was. So please come check it out. /warp Runestone. See if I can find the oh, that's a good view. Got some ships there. Got those lavender fields, which I love. All these fields in the town down below. Right, guys. Thanks very much for watching. Be sure to check out Runestone on our server, and I'll see you next time for episode 52.